وجل in the Quran, in many places, and from the beginning, especially my beloved youth, I want you to give me your full attention. So Allah Azza wa Jal, in many places in the Quran, He told us that you are here to be tested. It's not like Allah Azza wa Jal, all of a sudden, astaghfirullah, He changed His mind. And then while we are here, He said, no, now I'm going to test you. No. He told us from day one, you are here to be tested. You bought my phone, I sold you my phone, and I told you, listen, brother, every 1 hour, it freezes for 5 seconds. So when it freezes, you're not going to get upset because I told you. I told you it's going to freeze. So Allah Azza wa Jal told us in the Quran in many places, الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. ليبلوكم. So He can test you. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج إيش نبتليه. We have created mankind from a mixed semen. Why, Ya Allah? So we can test him. Today, inshallah, or tonight, we will take the ayat of the test from Surah Al-Baqarah. And I'm sure you heard them a lot in the last week or so. 5 ayat that Allah Azza wa Jal gave us the instructions and the manual what to do or how to handle any calamity, any musibah. When He said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة. Bring all your problems. Ya Allah, I have financial problems, I have marital problems, I have health issues. Bring all your problems. I have all these problems, Ya Allah, what should I do? يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة. You have 2 solutions. You have 2 things. If you do them, everything will change. What are they, Ya Allah? Sabr and salat. Be patient and run. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam إذا حزبه أمر, he rushed to the salat. Anytime he had any kind of hardship, any kind of sadness, he rushed to the salat. Why? The salat is from the word sila. Sila means to connect. I want, when I'm having an issue, to connect with the one who can solve my issue. And that is only one. That is Allah Azza wa Jal. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu. Sta'inu. With what? Sta'inu. Anytime alif, sin, ta enter a verb, that means seek that verb. Ask for aun. Ask, not for aun, for aun. Ask for help. Ista'inu. With what? Sabr and salat. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu was coming back from a trip. They told him, Ya Ibn Abbas, your brother died. He left, Allah, made wudu, Allahu Akbar, and he prayed 2 rak'ah. After he finished, he said, Ibn Abbas, I told you, your brother's dead. No, how, why, where, when? He said, didn't you hear what Allah said? Ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah. You told me, I was patient, and then I performed 2 rak'ah. Subhanallah. Ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah. طيب, if I do sabr and salah, what happens? يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. When we apply that any calamity, we go through patience and salat, what is the prize? Allah Azza wa Jal is with you. Allah, not a king in this dunya, the King of Kings is with you. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. And when Allah is with us, what happened? When Allah is with you, Allah Azza wa Jal will switch the sadness into happiness. He will switch the poverty into richness. He will switch the any calamity into its opposite. Even He can switch the death into life, which is the ayah right after it. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن إيش لا تشعرون. If I am with you, I will even make you that you lost somebody. I will put something in your heart that even that loss, don't consider it loss, especially in the case of our brother Nabil. This is not a loss. We should be standing in line and saying congratulations to the parents. A part of them is in Jannah. He has skipped the adhab of qabr. He has skipped the standing of the 50,000 years of Yawm al-Qiyamah. He has skipped the crossing of the Sirat. He has skipped all kinds of troubles of the Day of Judgment and straight to Jannah. Why? Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, one of the shaheed, one of the kinds of shaheed is a person that a wall falls on them. And the ulama of our time, they said a car accident with qiyas, it's equal to a wall falling on you. And a wall falling, the hadith is straightforward. If someone dies in an earthquake or something, the house fell or whatever, the wall fell, it's a shaheed. So they compared that the car accident, as long, and of course it's not intentional or whatever, it is Insha'Allah ta'ala, with the blessing of Allah, we beg you, Ya Allah, in this blessed night to make him a shaheed. So Allah Azza wa Jal is saying, don't say to the one who died fi sabilillah as he is dead. No, no, no. He is hayy. But you do not feel it. So when Allah is with you, Allah will switch even the hayat, even the death into hayat, into life. Then Allah Azza wa Jal told us something extremely important. And keep in mind, the khitab, the speech, is still to the believers, right? Because the whole 5 ayah started with Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu. And we have learned before that when we hear Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, we should become all ears. Because it's either Allah is ordering us to do something or He's telling us to stay away from something, right? So what did Allah say after that? وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. Oh, who you believe. Not because you're a believer, nothing's going to happen to you. No, no, no. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. Any simple Arabic, you know, when an L, the lam, and the noon of tawqeed enter to a verb, what does that mean? That verb, whatever that verb is, لَتُسْأَلُنَّ, 100% you will be questioned. لَتَعْلَمُنَّ, 100% you're gonna get the ilm, the knowledge. Here, لَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, oh who you believe, 100% without a speck of doubt, I am going to test you. With what, Ya Allah? 5 things. You could be tested with 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5, 2 of the 5. You're going to be tested. With what, Ya Allah? وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. You are going to be tested with 5 things. Little bit. You cannot handle the whole fear. A little bit of fear. Khawf. Little bit of fear. Little bit ju'. Little bit of hunger. Maybe a day or 2 of hunger. وَنَقْصٍ. And you might lose a deal. You might, as you're leaving home to go home tonight, you get a message you're fired. You lost your job. You lost a business. You went to open your business, it's on fire. You lost a child. You lost a lot of money. Well, anfus, you lost a child, and that's why we're here. You lost a friend. You lost a brother. You lost a son. You lost a father. وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ. Someone's dear to you. You lost. It's going to happen. Allah told us. It's not a surprise. Allah told us. وَالثَّمَرَاتِ, and the crops. Keep in mind that the whole economy of Mecca used to depend on the crops. And some ulama said the crops here could mean the barakah. You might lose the barakah in your deen, in your health, in your wealth, in your time, in your children. One of those, or maybe a couple of those. طيب. When, Ya Allah, I'm going through maybe a couple of those, or one of those. What should I do? وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. And give the glad tidings to whomsoever is tested? No. The glad tidings here, وَبَشِّرْ, is not for everybody. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. The one who are patient. Now, there are many kinds of patience. Listen carefully. There are patience, or there is patience because I have no other choice. Right? What other choice do I have? I have to be patient. That's not the patient we want. The patient that you or we will be rewarded for immensely is the patience that is accompanied with expectation of reward. Ya Allah, sabr ma ihtisab. I am being patient because you have promised the patient ones a lot of prizes. وجزاهم بما صبروا جنة وحريرا وجزاهم الغرفة بما صبروا. Always look at the best reward in the Quran. You will find it was because of patience. إنما يوفى الصابرون أجرهم بغير حساب. There's no limit to the reward of the patient ones. These are the patient ones that we're talking about. Not any patient. The patient that when they heard about the calamity, Ya Allah, explain, tell us, Ya Allah, who are these patient ones that will get this bushra from you? Who are the patient ones who will get this glad tidings? Anyone? No. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Who are they? الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا. The ones when a calamity hit, not after 2 weeks, not after 10 days of complaining, not after why me, not after he was young, not after he was this, not after he was that. Immediately, قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وبشر الصابرين. Who are they? الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Wallah, if we understand just the statement, it will cut down the stress and the sadness and all that in a huge percentage. If we understand, what does it mean? What does inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un mean? What does it mean? Why did Allah told us to say it when we are hit by a calamity? Why? Let's see what it means. Inna lillah. I belong to Allah. Nabil belongs to Allah. My daughter belongs to Allah. My wife belongs to Allah. My mother and father belongs to Allah. My business belongs to Allah. My health belongs to Allah. All belong to Allah. And when something belongs to someone, he has the right to take it whenever he wants. Right? Remember the hadith of the Sahabiya that her son died? And when the husband came, she did not tell him. And she went and did everything with him. And then when she finished, she asked him, if our neighbor lend us a pot, and then they came and asked for it, what should we do? He said, give it back to him right away. He said, Allah Azza wa Jal took your son away. He said, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I belong to Allah. My son belongs to Allah. My business that I lost belongs to Allah. Everything, inna lillah, and wa inna us ilayhi raji'un. And we are all going back to him to report what happened. We are all going back to him to report what happened. How did you react? Everything is وَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. You're going to see everything very clear. إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Rasulullah ﷺ said, whomsoever hit by calamity and he or she says, إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ, Allah Azza wa Jal will replace them with something better. طيب. I said, إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ was my gift. Allah knows that we always want something in return. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. اللهم اجعلنا منهم يا رب العالمين. Ya Allah, I beg you for everybody who attended today, brothers and sisters, to make us among these people, Ya Allah. Look at the prize. Look at the prize. Because this is deep. It's very easy for me to say right now, oh, when I get fired or when I lose my son, I'm going to immediately say. It's very easy because I'm sitting here, comfortable, air-conditioned, everybody's around us. No, no, no. When you are hit by a calamity like our brother and our sister, this is the real test. What is the reward? أولئك عليهم صلوات. Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal will boast about them in front of the angels. Allah will mention your name. The other day, I got so many messages from the youth. Some of them never messaged me before. Sheikh, you know that your video is on Khabib? I said, my video is on Khabib? Yes, he has 35 million followers, and your video is on, he put it on his Instagram. So we are excited that Khabib is mentioning me. Who's Khabib? Allah! Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning your name to the Mala' al-A'la, to the angels. That's the first reward. And the second, wa rahmah, the only ticket to Jannah. And they will have the mercy of Allah. And if you want to be, or if you want to find out your test, are you guided or not? وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُهْتَدُونَ. They are the guided ones. They are the truly guided believers. Allahu Akbar. طيب. Anytime you hear these ayat being recited, either by our beloved Sheikh Majid, his beautiful voice, or anybody, any imam, after this ayah, what happened? Allahu Akbar. Right? Why, ya Sheikh, you did not continue? Because the topic changed. What's the ayah after that? إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم. We always say this ayah anytime you go to Umrah or to Hajj. There's no place in the Quran better for this ayah except here. Why? What does the Hajj and Umrah, or what does the Hajj represent? The Hajj represents three people: Ibrahim, Hajar, and Ismail alayhim salam. Right? Okay. Hajar, listen carefully. Hajar went through all five. All five. Ibrahim alayhi salam, as we all know the story, he dropped her with Ismail and left, right? Let's go one by one. Was there khawf? Was there fear? Alone in the desert? Was there ju'? She was running from one place to another looking for water. بأرض غير ذي بأرض. There's no zar', there's no vegetation, there's nothing. So there was fear, there was hunger. نقص من الأموال. Was there money? There's no money whatsoever. And even if you have money, what are you going to buy? You're in the desert. Anfus, was there anybody there? They were alone. Alone. Thamarat. Any thamarat? Any fruits? Anything? Nothing. All five. That's why if we think in the Quran, subhanAllah, this is the beauty of the Quran. Read the next ayah. I know the topic is Hajj, but look at the relationship. She went through all five. But, and this is where the whole lesson from the whole, how did she react? Ya Ibrahim, you're dropping us. There's nobody here. Allah amaraka bihada? Did Allah order you to do this? All he said is one word. Yes. He said, خلاص إذن لن يضيعنا. That's it. Don't worry, go. خلاص. Look at the iman. Look at the iman. Look at the iman. Similarly, Allah said, I'm going to test you. Say, inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Believe in inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Practice inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I will have those rewards for you. What happened because of the patience of this pious, righteous woman? What happened? Let's go back to the five. Is there khawf in Mecca now? من دخله كان آمنا. The safest place on earth. Is there ju' in Mecca? Is there hunger in Mecca? Every time a Hajj makes a mistake, he has to slaughter and feed the Meccans. Is there, what's the third one? نقص من الأموال والأنفس. Is there shortage of money in Mecca? The most expensive real estate on earth. صح? Is there shortage of أنفس in Mecca? 24/7, 365 days a year, there's no place to put your foot. Is there shortage of thamarat in Mecca? Just the dates by itself, there's 100 kinds. Because of the patience of this woman, Allah switched all five to the opposite. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So what's the lesson? Believe in the promise of Allah. Inna Allah لا يخلف الميعاد ومن أصدق من الله قيلا ومن أصدق من الله حديثا. Allah is the most truthful. طيب. When we are going through any kind of calamity, I want to take advantage not only of this calamity, which is the biggest one and the hardest one to handle is the loss of a child, but any calamity. If you ever go into any calamity, remember those few things, my brothers and sisters. بإذن الله تعالى, يعني 100% it will ease the calamity. If not, delete it, بإذن الله. Number one, look or compare what Allah took to what He left. He took your job, He left your health and children and home and all that. He took your son, He left you another son, and He left you health and wife, and then He took your job, He left you this and this and that. Look what He took and compare it to what He left. You will find out that what He left is way more than what He took. Way more than what He took. Second, remember, the one who's testing you is Arham al-Rahimin. The one who's testing you is the most merciful. So bi'idhnillah, Nabil is with the one who loves him more than his parents. Right? Don't we always hear, Allah loves us more than our own parents? And inshallah ta'ala, if he's a shaheed, he's with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. The one who's testing me loves me more than my own mother. That's why when one of the righteous was asked on the day of judgment, if you have the choice, Allah or your mother decides your destiny, hell or Jannah, who would you choose? He said, I will choose Allah. Even though we all know that our mother, if we get a fever, she does not sleep. And she will never throw us in the hellfire. But he chose Allah because listen carefully, all our mother's mercy, all the people on earth, mother mercy, all of them is part of one mercy that Allah put on earth, and he left 99 till the day of judgment. So who's more merciful? Allahu Akbar. So the one who's testing me is the most merciful. The one who's testing me, which is very important, because many people, we make a mistake sometimes when we say some words. Like Rasulullah ﷺ said, Ya Allah, I'm a human being and I lost Ibrahim. And al-'ayna la tadma' wal-qalbu la yahzan. And I'm sad, I'm a human being, but I will never ever say something that is not obedient to Allah Azza wa Jal. So the one who's testing me is also ahkam al-hakimin. The all-wise himself. The all-wise himself. So I don't say why he's young, he's this, he's that. The one who took him is the all-wise. He knows maybe one more day change his destiny. I don't know. But I have so much trust that Allah Azza wa Jalla is ahkam al-hakimin. When we go to a human being, when you go to perform a surgery, do you tell the guy, no, don't do the surgery like this, do it like other way? Do you go to the pilot and tell him, oh, no, which route are you taking today to Chicago? No, take the other route. No, you just sit down and be quiet and put your trust in that stranger. How about trust in the Azim and the Qadir himself? Ahkam al-hakimin. Third, remember Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The most beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal. The most beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal. Lost his father, then his mother, then his grandfather, then his uncle, then his wife, then all his kids, all of them except Fatima, forced out of his city, called names, crazy, poet, majnoon, sha'ir. The most beloved to Allah was tested like this. Who am I? Who am I? Nobody. If the best was tested like this, look at this, mother, father, children, everybody he loved, gone. That's a big reminder, major reminder. And last thing you have to remember is that Allah Azza wa Jal, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Never ever cross your mind that Allah will test you with something you cannot handle and then punishes you for not handling it. We as human beings, we do not do that, right? What's your name? Hamza. Imagine I'm telling Hamza, why don't you carry Zakaria? Carry him with one hand and take him outside. And if you don't, I'm going to do this and this and this to you. I will not do it to Hamza. I will not do it to another human being because I know he cannot. You think Allah is going to tell me to do something I cannot handle and then punishes me? We do not do it to each other. Remember that. It's very important that sickness, that loss, that firing, that whatever it is, you can handle it. Allah is testing you. Allah is testing you. My brothers and sisters, since we are going to be tested anyway, this is coming. And by the way, many people might say, the Sheikh is saying I'm going to be tested and none of that happened to me. Well, Allah said in Surah Al-Anbiya, وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِالشَّرِّ وَالْخَيْرِ fitna. So you know what's your test? This health that you have, that was your test. That wealth that you have. Because the test is not only with shar. The Sahaba used to say, when we were tested with evil, with bad things, Allahu Akbar, we were extremely patient. But when we were tested with luxury, we could not handle it. So maybe your test is that money that you have. That is your test. Allah told us, shar and khair. Nablukum bishar, same word. Like I said in my last khutbah, anytime we are going through calamities, two questions. When we ask those two questions, everything will be easy. Number one, does Allah know about it? Answer me altogether. Does Allah know about it? Does Allah know about my grief? Does Allah know that about my sickness? Does Allah know about my loss? Right? Yes, 100%. Second question, can He solve it? Without any doubt, right? طيب خلاص. Beg. Beg. Put your head in the last third of the night in the ground. Raise your hands. Ya Rabb, Ya Kareem, Ya Azim, Ya Arham Ar-Rahimin, Ya Allah, Ya. Beg. Ya Allah, solve this problem. Ya Allah, help me. Ya Allah, give me the patience. Ya Allah, the loss is huge. Ya Allah, help me. Ya Allah, help me. Beg Him. We go to one another and complain, and sometimes for hours venting. Ya Habibi, vent to Allah. Tell Allah what you're feeling. When you talk to me, what happened? When you're complaining to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. We always open up and feel better. But what does that mean? A faqir is talking to a faqir, right? A poor guy is talking to another poor guy. What am I going to do? Talk to the ghani. Talk to the rich. Talk to the one who has the solution. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to him. So cut the middleman. Go straight. It's open. Go straight. Whatever you want. Anything that you're going through. You're having a problem with your son is not praying. Bismillah. You're having problems at home. Bismillah. Cancer. Yallah. Beg. Beg. But the problem is when we ask, our asking is so weak. I'll give you a good example. When someone comes and say, Brother Ahmed, cancer stage 4. Nobody makes dua anymore about cure. Everybody will start saying, Ya Allah, may Allah give him a good end. Khalas, he's gone. You see? Because our belief in the solution is weak. Can Allah cure cancer? Why are you not asking with this kind of mindset? Can Allah cover your $50,000 or $500,000 debt? Yes. Ask with that in the back of your mind. I gave an example the other day. If, what time is Isha? 10:15? Okay. So, if Zakaria came to me and said, Sheikh, I am having so much problem, I need some money. I need $10,000 to pay this debt. It's killing me. It's giving me sleepless night. And I also heard that if you die with a debt on you, you will not be saved in the grave until the debt is paid. So do you know anybody who can help me? I said, Zakaria, I know brother. He is multi-millionaire. And he is extremely, extremely generous. And three things. And he helped so many people. Okay? Zakaria already is feeling good, right? Already, he did not even meet the man, right? And add to that, on his way to see the guy, he saw a guy coming out. So Zakaria said, how was it? He said, Wallahi, this guy is amazing. Zakaria is now, khalas. Right? You see that certainty that you have that you're going to get the 10,000? Multiply it by 10 billion times when you're asking Allah. This is the problem. When I give you an example of a human being, you feel like, oh, really? Allahu Akbar. What about Allah? That's why we make the dua. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة. I'm not concentrating. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did he say? إن الله لا يقبل. Allah does not answer a dua from qalbin lah. Qalbin, from a heart that is distracted, is not concentrating on what he's saying. Just people said, make a dua, I'm making a dua. Let me give it a shot. When you say, let me give it a shot, let me give it a try, it will never work. You can try me, I can try you, but you never try Allah. So, less than 2 weeks ago, Nabil was with us right here, same spot, above the ground. And now he's under the ground. Let me ask you a question. 2 weeks ago, did Nabil know that he's going to be under the ground? No. طيب, who can dare raise his hand and say, Sheikh, I'm going to live another 2 weeks? Nobody, right? No one. So the second question, what are you doing about it? Ask yourself, every single one of us, if Nabil had the opportunity to come back, what would he do? What would he do? Would he be on Instagram? Would he be vaping? Would he be watching haram? Would he be disobedient to his parents? No. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us what he would do. He passed by a grave, alayhi salatu wassalam, and he said, Rak'atan. Rak'atan. To this deceased, khayrun min baqiyati dunyakum. I made a short video about this, you probably watched it. What does that mean? If this man was brought back and given the opportunity to come out of the grave, and he was given a choice, listen to the choice. Listen to the choice by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not me. Listen to the choice. You have two choices. Pray 2 rak'ah, or you own Australia, America, Europa, Africa, Europe. You own the whole world. All of it is yours. All the streets are named after you. All the highways are named after you. Everybody on earth is, yes sir. Or pray 2 rak'ah. Ya Rasulullah, what would he pick? Pray 2 rak'ah. Can you imagine? And what we are doing now, we are still above the ground. We are picking the second one. Right? Now we are choosing the other one. And we'll never, ever own all these things. But just for a house, sometimes, I stopped talking to my brother for years. Or for $1,000 or whatever. Look at this. خير من بقية دنياكم. Yani if you lived all the dunya, all the life, those 2 rak'ah for him. Why? Because he saw the reward of what he did. Inshallah, Nabil now is seeing the fruits of his Quran, the fruits of being an imam, the fruits of being a good friend. It is as a person that went so many janazas, this is officially, I can declare from this masjid, the biggest janazah I've ever witnessed. Allahu Akbar. The biggest janazah I've ever witnessed after maybe Brother Hamza's father, Tariq al-Qadri. Those 2 janazas are the biggest janazah I've ever seen in my life. But for a young man, this is officially the biggest. And what does that mean? Allahu Akbar. Ya Rabb, grant me such a janazah. And everybody here, Ya Allah. Because that's a major sign of a good husn al-khatima, right? The janazah, 2 days before, me and 4 people, we could not find somebody to take the body down. Because none of them are mahram. So this is a great sign. Allahu Akbar. That's a great sign. So we should be, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I know it's sad, absolutely. But at the end of the day, we are going on a train. How old was he? 16? We are going on a train ride to the Akhirah. Nabil dropped at stop 16. Maybe me on 57, 58. Maybe you 23. Allahu A'lam which stop you're going to go. But we know, all of us, that we're going to leave the train. One day we are going to leave the train. Allah told us, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Every soul is going to taste death. The speaker is going to die. The listeners are going to die. The president is going to die. The shepherd is going to die. The king is going to die. The Arab is going to die. The non-Arab is going to die. The Muslim is going to die. The non-Muslim is going to die. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Everybody. So, now finally, for the brothers and sisters that are still above the ground, the question is, what's the plan? You know, it's a fake story, but there's a lesson from it. That a man told the angel of death. He came to take his soul, and he said, give me some time. Give me some more time. And before you come, text me. And let me know. Give me a message. Send me a message before you come. Let me get ready. So 6, 7, 8, 9 years, then all of a sudden, the angel of death is coming back again to take his soul. He said, I told you we made a deal. You're going to send me a message? So what did the angel of death say? The first message, look at this white hair. That was the first message. Your eyesight is getting weak. That was the second message. Your knees going up the stairs are hurting. That was the third message. And for the youth, I took your brother from among you. That was a big message. What else do you want? I took your friend from among you. What else are you waiting for? I sent you a message. Wake up, you are next. He sent a message. Messages. Death, especially in this masjid. That's the most masjid that pray the janazah on, right? The death is hovering around you day and night. What are you waiting for? The shaitan comes to me and you, and he whispers, oh, you're still young, you're still strong, you're still healthy, you're very wealthy, all this stuff. But we just saw a young, beautiful man taken right among us, sitting here, and the angel of death picked one. He got the order. قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ. He got an order. He cannot say, no, Ya Allah, can we give? No, that's it. لَا يَعْصُونَ اللَّهَ مَا أَمَرَهُمْ وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. They never disobey Allah. Take this soul, I take this soul. And when the death comes, no one can stop it. Very famous story of Sulaiman. Sulaiman alayhi salam, he was given by Allah the blessing of talking to the animals and controlling the wind, and also talking to the jinn, right? So one time Sulaiman is sitting in a gathering like this, and one man noticed that another man is staring at him all the time. So that man, he got up and came to Sulaiman alayhi salam. He said, this guy is staring at me in a very weird way. Who is he? He said, this is the angel of death in the form of a man. He said, please, you have the power. Take me to Hind. Take me to India. So with his power, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him, the wind took him to India. Then Sulaiman looked at the angel of death, and he said, why were you staring at him? He said, I'm wondering, what is he doing here? Allah told me to take his soul from India tomorrow. wherever, أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة. Wherever you are, no matter where you hide, death will find you. I wrote a small poem for Nabil, very short, on my way here. Don't text and drive, you know. I just Nabil, ya Habibi, Nabil, you left suddenly. What's the deal? Uncle, think about it. The whole deal is a steal. I can't even imagine how my family feel. But I'm sure their iman will help them heal. Tell my friends that death is real. Let them come back to Allah and follow the deen with passion and zeal before the call comes from the Azim, from the Jaleel. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Nabil. Allahumma aghfir lahu warhamhu wa'afihi wa'afu anhu وأكرم نزله ووسع مدخله اللهم أدخله الفردوس الأعلى اللهم أدخله الفردوس الأعلى اللهم وقه عذاب النار اللهم وقه عذاب القبر اللهم اجعل قبره روضة من رياض الجنة ولا تجعله حفرة من حفر النيران. Ya Allah, I beg you with the best of your names for everybody who attended today and everybody who's watching us. Ya Allah, make their last deeds their best deeds and make their last words لا إله إلا الله وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair for everyone attending, and Jazallahu anna Sheikh for his beneficial knowledge lecture. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate him in dunya and akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him mubarak wherever he goes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect him and his family. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh.